of Shy, like the C and the H on the outside of the shoes, they don't touch all the way down. And the OCD in me kicks in on that, and that kind of just like bugs me for some reason. And I don't know. I don't know why that bugs me. I think it's maybe because I'm such a fan of the original Air, more up tempos where it touches all the way down. But I don't know. I feel like for me personally, for my style, I would have much rather liked it with an all black shoe with the red outside, red lines on the outside, outlining the CHI.
Mm-hmm. I think that what they were trying to do is something really grand for
Really,
a Chicago
it's a big deal.
exclusive.
I still think they're going to sell really well. I mean, an all red shoe is because of Yeezy. Like, it's everybody wants their hands on an all red shoe nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
For me personally, my style, I think all red shoes are kind of played out. The gimmick went as long as it did, and I don't know, just not for me.
All right, so
I like what they're doing though. I like the idea behind the concept. It's a good concept.
For those of you that don't know, Levi is a huge fan of the Nike Air Force One.
I am.
There's a very long story behind why he is.
St. Louis 314, we reppin'. What?
You know, Nelly.
Give me 2 purrs.
Okay.
I need 2
So-
purrs. I'm stomping in my Air Force
Okay,
One.
Levi. There's the a Travis Scott collaboration
Really?
with his Cactus Jack clothing company line or whatever it
I'm
is.
not too familiar with that. Is he with Nike or am I tripping?
I don't think he's like
Signed to-
exclusive to Nike, but I think he's got strong ties right now.
Really? Yeah, I could be wrong. You're a huge Travis Scott fan, so correct me if I'm wrong. Has he done collaborations with other?
He's supported Kanye and when he was releasing those gray and gum sole 750s,
750.
where he had like a bunch of people on stage all wearing them with him, and he's worn the OG 750s when they first came out.
You know, I'm thinking of ASAP because I think ASAP's with Adidas, if I'm not mistaken.
Rocky?
Yeah, Rocky.
He signed with Reebok, bro.
Reebok, that's what it was.
Yeah.
I knew one of these rappers.
Anyways, Travis Scott has got an Air Force One collab.
Ooh, I'm interested. I haven't seen this guy.
And
I have not seen this.
I feel like this will either be like this goes back to the Chicago up tempos where the concept is either gonna like you're gonna have to see it to make a final decision, and it can either go really well, and I can see you being into it, and the concept that he's doing with this, or you not liking it at all. So, you know, Travis's, one of his nicknames is La Flame, right?
Really? I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
No.
La Flame?
La Flame?
Yeah, that's like one of his, I don't know.
His little things.
Yeah, one of his,
Straight up.
yeah, kind of going back to like, it's lit.
It's lit.
So, this is him wearing them in one of his posts. It's super hard to see. I got better pictures later on, but this is just a little teaser.
Okay.
But it's like in a kind of off-white.
Okay. So far, not bad.
It's like an off-white Air Force One. Here's the gimmick. Here's the thing.
Okay.
The swoosh, I don't know if it's Velcro or some kind of adhesive, but you can interchange the swooshes. So there's like a metallic, like stainless steel one. There's one where it's just like flames, and I think there's like a third one as well. But in this picture,
Oh, wow. Okay.
it looks like it's like like you can stick all 3 of the swooshes on if you want, and they'll stick, or just one. I think it's dope. I think with the chrome one, I think that's sick. And it's got like a little, what would you call this, on the laces, like a little decal.
little
of
accessory.
a little
Lace
accessory,
accessory.
you know?
Hmm.
And, I don't know if I should click that. But he's done, I think, on his Instagram, he's kind of showed these off a little bit. They're low top Air Force Ones, by the way. And I like this idea, actually. I think
I wonder if the outside's like a Velcro material.
yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I like I think like having chrome swooshes that are like you can take off and hold, that to me makes me just think of like higher quality. And you could even rock them without any of the swooshes on, and it's just like this kind of like linen colored gum sole Air Force One. And I think that's sick. And I'm not a huge fan of like Air Force Ones. I kind of have a chip on my shoulder about the culture I grew up in around Air Force Ones. To me, it was like, I went to a Hispanic school, so it seemed like everyone wore those. Like, and me being white, I was like trying not to fit in with that.
I mean, Air Force One is a more East culture, East Coast culture, as well as St. Louis.
So, yeah.
For me personally, I like the colorway, like this off-white colorway. I like the gum outsole, the gum bottom. I'm a sucker for gum bottoms on shoes. I think it's always a clean look. I don't mind the shoe. The only swoosh I like though is the chrome swoosh. I don't really like the flame swoosh or the other thing. So I would probably, if I were to rock them, just the chrome swoosh. The idea of the interchangeable swooshes isn't that bad. It's not too weird or too off the wall for me. I think it's a good concept. I don't think this is the first time. I believe the Shoe Surgeon did something similar, like a custom, where he had a bunch of swooshes. I don't know if you ever seen them. You might have seen pictures of them.
I'm not really into like the sneaker.
They sold a crap ton of them for hella expensive, but Shoe Surgeon, he's super big on Instagram. Look him up on Instagram. He does a lot of really, really cool things with building his own shoes and using a bunch of crazy materials and remodeling these shoes and stuff. And he did a couple Air Forces, like high top ones with crazy design. Anyways, that's off topic, but I don't mind him.
Yeah,
you know? It's not a bad looking shoe.
So this is the next stuff. This isn't kind of what you think, but it's more of like, which one would you choose? So there's been this Off-White Nike collab release where Virgil Abloh did the Inside Out and shoes, and I think the most notorious one is the Jordan 1.
Yeah.
But he also did other shoes, and he did it in kind of two separate lanes. He did the Inside Out. I forget what he labeled that. But it was more to see how like the shoes created. And then he did this translucent one. And so we've got like the Presto, the Air Jordan 1, the Vapor Max that are like this inside out thing, right? But then we also got like an what's this one? I don't know the names of the translucent one. That's like a 90.
This is a 90?
Yeah.
Or this could be a 180. I can't see. The picture's so small.
Yeah. But he's got these translucent ones. And so what I kind of wanted to, like, pose a question to you is, like, which ones are you feeling? Or are you not feeling any of these? Do you not like this collab?
I love Off-White. I'm a big fan of Off-White, what they do. I think they got some really, really creative stuff in regards to their company and what they do and they put out.
They're also doing I think they have yet to release an Air Force One version. I think it's this one right here.
Yeah, looks like that.
Yeah. So
that could be Air Force 2 actually. I don't know.
Anyways.
For me, I'm not a huge fan of the Off-White collaborations. I think it's mainly to do with the zip ties on them. I think
you don't like the red
zip ties. I honestly, because I just don't like a lot of things dangling on my shoes.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I usually don't like that, but I think with the concept he was going for these shoes of having it look like someone just swiped them from the Nike headquarters out of the sample factory or whatever where it's like not supposed to release. I think the tag makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
In that aesthetic. And that's the only reason why. I'm not usually one to be like, you got to keep your tags on your shoes. Like, you got to dangle this little...
The 3-4 tags.
Yeah, I'm not really big into that. but with this collab, I think it's appropriate.
I think they're cool. I like the colorways. They're super simple, super chill. If I were to pick one, though, it'd probably be the Presto.
The Presto.
The Presto I like the most.
Presto's solid.
But they're a little more extra for me. I'm not a huge fan of the Vapor Max either, so that's a no-go. I do like Blazers. The Blazers is a clean colorway.
Mm-hmm.
The Air Jordan 1's a good colorway.
I was watching a video because Eric Costin, the skateboarder, did the complex sneaker shopping.
Yeah.
And he said that Virgil asked him to skate in the Blazers.
Really?
And, like, thrash him. Just so that he could get that aesthetic out there.
That look.
But for me, I would say I like the ones the best. Like, if I could pick one pair to have, it would be the ones. And I know that's the pair everyone likes, but I think it suits the one so well.
It's clean.
This take on deconstructing shoes suits the one so well because it's an iconic shoe. People can just recognize it right then and there.
I do love it because it's like kind of how we were touching on a little bit earlier. It's disrupting the flow of like what's normal, I guess what's expected of Nike, and especially with how, I guess you could say, high fashion, where culture is right now in regards to fashion and sneakers and all the thing. Like, Nike needs to step up their game.
Yeah.
And I think this is going to be a good segue into them doing future kind of really out there type sneakers or moving in that sort of direction, that outlet.
Yeah. And I would say this, I also really like these, they're like the Air Max 90...
Tailwinds?
Yeah.
I think these, I don't know.
They
I'm
look
not
like 97s
I'm not hip.
Or 90...
I'm not hip on the new Air Maxes or anything. I think these are Tailwinds because
Really?
I think these are like newer Air Maxes. Yeah, it's hard to tell because all these shoes are inside out. So it's like,
but I mean, I saw Travis wear these. Travis wear these Air Maxes, and I liked seeing him in those. I thought it was clean. I do like the idea of having multiple laces that are just out there, like the bright orange and the bright neon green. I think that's pretty cool to be able to interchange those. So yeah, those are like those that covers my little thing on running some new sneakers by you. Yeah, so anyways, that's all we got for this episode. It was kind of just more about what's going on in right
it's coming
now,
up next.
You know, not that much of a big picture topic, but this is what's happening right now. We'll in other episodes we'll get into. I'm sure we'll touch base back on the Air Force One and what that means to Levi and how I first got into sneakers. But yeah, that's our first episode.
Again, guys, we'd love to hear you guys' suggestions, feedback, good and bad. I love when people tell me constructive things or criticizing things, because I'm a very straightforward person, so I like when people tell me things I don't want to hear. So give us a lot of feedback, good and bad, to how we can make this show better, what we can do to improve on, other topics we can touch on, maybe even a new structure of the way we set up our show, a new outline for us.
Yeah, and this is pretty... I mean, we have a general idea of what we want to talk about each episode, but it is really pretty unorganized, I would say. We don't follow a super strict guideline. So if you guys like this setup, if you want to have us try out like a super structured episode,
let us know.
Let us know.
We like this casual kind of feel because we want it to be as if we're just sitting at a table or freaking like at the porch. I've seen those memes where it's like you're out on the back porch and it's like that see-through table and you got all the chairs. I don't know, maybe it's a hood thing. But
I've seen that one.
You know what I'm talking about, though?
Yeah, the circular one.
We want to be like you're just sitting late up 3 a.m. just talking about sneakers. Super casual. But if you guys want it more structured, where we have, boom, this, going hard on these topics, we'd love to try it out. We're still fresh into this, so give us your suggestions. feedback, questions, topics. If you want to be a guest on our show, please hit us up. We'd love to ask you some questions and get you on here, help you get some